Why do our experiences keep changing? Because our experiences have two components: object of experience and consciousness. If the objects keep changing, experiences will keep changing. But that does not mean consciousness is changing. Do I need to repeat that? Objects keep changing. What we see, hear, smell, taste, touch, what we think, what we feel, what we remember, what we desire, keeps changing throughout the day. And therefore, our experiences keep changing. Think of the consciousness like this light. This light, the same light pervades the entire room. But there's so many things which are revealed by the light. The people, the chairs, the carpet, the ambience, it's all revealed by the light. And it can change. Different people can come, the setup of the room can change. The same light will keep on revealing. Just because the contents of the room have changed does not mean the light has changed. What reveals remains the same. Consciousness is not changing. The contents of consciousness, the contents of our experience keep changing. Therefore, our experiences keep changing. Consciousness does not change. It is continuous, one and continuous. Not only that, not only does it change, another subtle point, very important, it is not affected by our experiences. A stunning point. It is not modified by our experiences. It is not wounded, injured, traumatized by our experiences. Yes, the body can be traumatized, body can be hurt by an accident, by a disease. And consciousness, it reveals the injured body. It reveals the trauma in the body. The mind can be traumatized. Post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. What is traumatized there? The mind. So now you begin to understand in what sense we are using consciousness, not the usual discourse. So when people say, my consciousness has been transformed, spiritual path is a path of transformation of consciousness, you'll immediately object. So no, as we understand it and as we experience it, consciousness in itself cannot be transformed. Consciousness cannot be transformed. No, spiritual life is a growth of consciousness. That's a lazy way of speaking. That's an imprecise way of speaking. There is transformation, there is growth, there is development, there is purification. But of what? Of the mind and maybe of the body also. But not consciousness. The body has grown and changed from babyhood to childhood to middle age to youth and middle age to old age and finally death. Body, series of changes, 6 changes they talk about. Shadvikara. Birth, coming into existence, maturation, middle age, aging, and death. And all of these are revealed by the consciousness which is not born with birth, does not come into existence with being born, does not develop in school. It does not become young, does not become middle-aged, does not become old, does not die. And again, what I'm saying is, this is not a theory. Notice that it's so, it is a fact. If you don't think it's a fact, and be honest, so keep it in the question, in reserve. You have to do 2 things with it. That, no, I'm not convinced. Then ask yourself, why am I not convinced? You will usually see that you are mixing up consciousness with something which is changing. That's why you're not convinced that consciousness does not change. If it's still not clear, then have a question at the end. Consciousness is not affected, is not modified by our experiences. The movie screen, a good example. You play a tragedy, the screen does not become miserable. Is the screen weeping buckets of tears after? The audience maybe, after the most tragic movie, but the screen would be pretty soggy and would be pretty useless for the next movie if it does not, it's pretty heartless. It does not shed a single tear for all the travails of the hero. For comedy, is the screen giggling and chuckling? No, not at all. Screen is not excited in an action movie. The screen is not affected by the movie that plays on the screen. Similarly, consciousness is not affected, modified, traumatized, upset, delighted, fulfilled by what appears in consciousness. Mind and body will be affected, surely. What else? Consciousness is open. Notice, like the sky, planes are flying through the sky out there, and clouds are floating through it. Dust is there all floating in the sky. Birds fly through it. Insects fly through it. And then it can be empty at some time, nothing. Light shines through it, and bright blue, blazing blue sky there. And at night, dark, black, same sky. It is open to everything that arises and disappears in the sky. Similarly, consciousness is totally open to every object. Consciousness is totally open to every object. Good thoughts are revealed by consciousness. The very fact that I have miserable thoughts, obsessive thoughts, unhappy thoughts, all revealed by consciousness. Consciousness has no resistance. Mind may resist. Unhappy thoughts, traumatic thoughts. Mind may want nostalgic thoughts, beautiful thoughts, loving thoughts, holy thoughts, pure thoughts, spiritual thoughts. Consciousness neither wants nor resists. It is open to all kinds of thoughts and feelings. If it was not open, you would not feel it. It is open to everything in the universe. And why should it not be? It's not affected by anything. If it was not open to something, it would not arise in consciousness at all. You wouldn't experience it. This consciousness is the self, is you. Chidruposi. You might say, wonderful for consciousness, sounds like an amazing thing, but I have many problems. Wait, you are that consciousness. Normally we think, before examination, before Advaita, before Ashtavakra, we think, I am this. Without examining it, I naturally think, behave and speak as if I am this bundle. A bundle of what? Body, flesh and blood, the physical living body, and mind with all its components. A personality with emotions and memories and desires and tendencies, and an ego which coordinates everything. Intellect. This bundle, and I'll say, yes, I'm not denying that I'm aware, there's consciousness, there's awareness, but that's just part of what I am. After Advaita, after examination, after Ashtavakra, we must say, no, consciousness is not part of what I am. Consciousness is what I am. I am consciousness and consciousness is I, the real I. And all of these, the rest, body, thoughts, emotions, personality, desires, ideas, these are all appearances, objects in consciousness. Again, note, at every point, it's not a theory, isn't it true? Why am I not a bundle of body-mind consciousness? Because they are not on the same level. It's like saying, when you look at a movie, say, oh, there is the hero, there's the hero's car, there's the hero's mom and dad, and there is the screen. No. The screen is not part of the movie. The screen is that on which enables the movie, which is open to the movie, in which the movie plays. The screen is just the screen. That is the reality. You are just consciousness, in which appears a body, in which appears a mind, in which appears a personality. Forgetting yourself as consciousness. Just like when we watch a movie, we forget the screen. And it's good that you forget the screen, otherwise you can't really enjoy the movie. Just imagine, oh look, King Kong has arrived on the screen. Now King Kong is doing terrible things on the screen. If you keep remembering the screen, you won't really enjoy the movie. But we know that the screen is there. We know that it's a movie. Therefore, we are not scared of King Kong. In a movie hall, you can see a giant gorilla doing tremendous things, tremendous devastation. And people enjoy it and clap and are delighted. If a little real monkey actually came into this movie hall, people would scream and run away. So everybody knows it's a movie. Similarly, we know that I am consciousness. The moment you become bundled up with body, mind, and forget I am consciousness, samsara starts, good and bad. We are sucked into it. But when we know that I am consciousness, you don't have to switch off the movie. The movie can keep playing. In fact, let the movie play. It's delightful. When you know that I am consciousness, and then through consciousness I experience a wealth of objects shining in me, arising and disappearing in me, some pleasant, some unpleasant, then it's joy. Then it's delight. Then no longer samsara, it becomes delight. Sri Ramakrishna used to call it Mojar Kuti, the house of mirth. Becomes the house of mirth. Is the screen, does it know and suffer?